Hey, just before the video starts, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that this is my opinion on these levels, alright? Whatever I say about these levels, it's just opinion. I'm nowhere near good enough to beat any of them at the moment, so these are just what you can expect in the future. Yeah, enjoy. The first level I'm going to talk about is Cataclysm. Out of the 10 levels on this list, Cataclysm is definitely the most achievable at this time. I don't know where it's ranked on the list or if it's even ranked in the top 1 or 250, but it is a very good entry level extreme according to most people, so I'm definitely going to give it a go really soon. Like I've said, it's the most achievable for me at this time. I also have Aku on this list, which is a bit of a spoiler, but I do think that Cataclysm is a bit easier as I've gone through both of them in practice mode many times. So I think I can confidently say I'm going to have an easier time with Cataclysm before Aku. Considering I've already mentioned it, I might as well put it next. Aku. Many well-known content creators have consistently said that Aku is the best entry-level Extreme Demon for new players who are wanting to enter the Extreme Demon territory. Considering I don't have much experience with Extreme Demons, I'm definitely going to take their word for it and put it as one of my first or second Extreme Demons I do. I have already said that I'm going to do Cataclysm before it, which I stand by, but if things change, then I will put Aku in front of Cataclysm. Definitely seems like a very balanced level and a good entry level extreme. Number 3 is Make It Drop. I haven't heard much about this level, but after the verification I heard Dorami say that it's going to be a lot of people's very first extreme demons. And I thought, oh, well, that's good, I'll add it to the list. And so here it is, number 3. I've played through it in practice mode a few times, and it's definitely easier than it looks when you watch the gameplay. It's got a very good sync to it, and I actually quite enjoy the gameplay in practice mode. I'm definitely not good enough for it yet, and it's harder than Aku and Cataclysm, but I'm definitely going to be working on this. Number 4, Bloodbath. Not exactly an entry-level extreme, but arguably the most famous extreme demon in the game, Bloodbath is definitely going to be on my list of levels I want to complete. I've already done 2 or 3 practice runs on it, and I can tell it's way harder than all the other levels. Considering how famous this level is, I think it was inevitable it was going to be on this list. Even though it's a very big skill jump compared to Make It Drop, Aku, Cataclysm and a couple others, I do think that it is still very possible for me to do this within about 6 months. I do feel like it will be very hard compared to other levels that I will do, as Ship is definitely not my best game mode. Regardless, Bloodbath is number 4. Number 5, Belloc. This may come as a bit of a shock, because Belloc is definitely not an entry-level Extreme Demon, and is definitely not good for new Extreme Demon players to take a look at. It is a very hard level, and I believe it sits at 139 on the demon list right now. Although it is very hard, I really like the unique gameplay and art style of it. I do think that it's going to be a big challenge, and I might have to do a few levels in between, but regardless, I will definitely want to give Belloc a really good go at some point in my GD career. I've heard a lot of different opinions about this level, including Nepesta expressing how much he hates this when he got it in the roulette. But I'm going to have to disagree with Nepesta, as I do think that it is a super fantastic level in terms of the gameplay. Now, obviously I can't judge the gameplay right now as it is way out of my skill reach, but in the future I'm hoping I will keep the same opinion. Number 6, Skupen Hell. Even though it's another very iconic level, I'm going to look at Skupen Hell as kind of a challenge. Since it's so short and its main difficulty is Wave, I am going to put it as more of a challenge even though it's an extreme demon. It took Trusta 55,000 attempts to verify this level, and I think I can probably do it in a bit less. Even though I said it will take me less than 55,000 attempts, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I do believe it is a very, very hard level, as it's quite obvious. It took Trusta, one of the most iconic players in the game, and one of the best players in the game, 22,000 attempts to verify this level. And at the time of him verifying it, I'm still nowhere near as good as him. But I think it'll take me a good year or two to get up to the skill level to actually do it. Nevertheless, it's number 6 on my list. Number 7 is probably another surprise. The Ocular Miracle Trilogy. The reason I say the Ocular Miracle Trilogy is because my PC can't actually run the whole Ocular Miracle level all at once. Unfortunately, my CPU just isn't good enough to run this whole level at 144 FPS consistently. Because of this, I'm splitting Ocular Miracle up into all 3 levels: Revere, Faith, and Diligence. These 3 levels create the whole Ocular Miracle level, and because of this, I'm going to complete all 3 of them back to back. I know this will take a while, but I already have 5,000 attempts on Revere, and I'm working through it quite well. This is the first level of the 3, and the easiest. It is actually an insane demon, although I do believe it should be an extreme. Ocular Miracle is a very awesome level. I love the song, I love the gameplay, and I love the decoration. I feel like I'm going to have a really good time completing all 3 of these levels, and I'm looking forward to it. Number 8 is my favourite extreme demon in the game, actually. Digital Descent. Even though it's very far out of my skill range, I do have a lot of attempts on this level. I just love the drop. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I just love this level. I know a lot of people actually really dislike this level, but I have to disagree again. Maybe I'm just the king of bad opinions. I do believe it is the 2nd or 3rd hardest level on this list, but it is still one of my favourite levels in the game, regardless of how far away I am from actually completing it. The gameplay is awesome. I really like the song, and I think it flows really well with the gameplay. There are harder levels than this that I do want to complete in the future, and when I say future I mean very far future, as I think my hardest right now is a hard insane demon, Blast Furnace I believe. But anyways, Digital Descent is number 8. You might have noticed the last few levels have been very hard, and that's going to stay for the next 2 as well. But don't hate me for picking these really hard levels, as I am aware that they are way out of my reach at this point in time. But number 9 is going to be Zodiac. At the time of making this video, Zodiac is a top 10 extreme demon. That means it is the 10th hardest level in the game. This is crazy, because me, just a kid who's only completed an insane demon in his life, is thinking that, oh, I could beat Zodiac one day, and I do believe that I can, someday. One thing I have heard from a lot of content creators of this game is that Zodiac is one of those top 1 demons that you can look at and be, oh, I could do a couple runs on this. And you can. I've tried. I've done a good few runs on this level, and I think I have about 3,000 or 4,000 attempts on it. I find the song very good and fitting for the level, and I find the gameplay somewhat doable for about 10%. Even though in the big scheme of things I'm not a very good player, I'm going to look at Zodiac like Digital Descent. I find it very awesome, and like I said, I love the gameplay and I love the music that goes with it. I'm going to look at it like Digital Descent because Digital Descent is one of those levels that I know I definitely want to do for sure in the future. Zodiac is a lot further away from Digital Descent as it is top 10, but I'm hoping in about 2 years or so I'm going to post a YouTube video saying Zodiac 100%. Before I get to number 10, these are a couple honourable mentions. Team Z. Team Z is one of those levels that I watch and I think look really fun. Now, I can't say whether it's fun or not because I'm not good enough to play it, but from what I've heard, people don't actually like this level. But then when I watch it, it just looks so fun. So I kept it out of the top 10, but I did still want to mention it because it is one that I will do eventually. EXO. The only reason I kept EXO out of the top 10 was for one reason. It just looks a bit boring. And I'm not alone in thinking this. I've heard from a lot of people who can actually play it that it's good, but it's quite boring. The good thing for people with bad eyes is that it doesn't have a lot of decoration. Actually, it has almost no decoration, which is good for those who have trouble with levels that are just hard on the eyes. But I have heard that it is quite boring and it gets quite repetitive, so I kept it out of the top 10 just for that. Last but not least, number 10, Firework. Now, it's very clear that this list has escalated. We've gone from Cataclysm to Firework, one of the hardest extreme demons in the game today. When I saw Trick verify this, I instantly knew that it's a level that I wanted to do one day. Now, of course, it seems very impossible right now. In fact, if I started right now, it would probably take me over 1 million attempts from where my skill is at right now. Now, even though it's not a top 1, it is still very, very impressive to me personally, more so than the top 1 right now, which is actually Abyss of Darkness. Firework for me was much more impressive, as I saw the verification when I was just getting into the extreme demon scene. Firework just feels a bit different for me. I just feel like since it was the first level I saw get verified, I thought, wow, that is just so freaking impressive, I have to do that someday. So here I am, I'm putting it as number 10 on my list of levels that I want to do someday. I'm not sure how hard it's going to be, and I'm probably going to have to do 100 levels in between this, but Firework is one of those levels that if I decide to put my mind to it, I do believe is possible. I know I'm probably years off being able to do even half of this level, but that's the reason why I'm making this list. It's a way that I can look back in the past and see how impossible it looked back then, and then when I beat it, I can see how much I've improved. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's something a bit different, trying something new, maybe going down the content route. Just a quick update on the Crazy 3 situation as well, is that I was finding it very repetitive and just boring. The gameplay was just boring. I will still do it eventually, I will get around to it, but I'm working on Cataclysm and Revere right now for Ocular Miracle. Just wanted to give you a quick update on that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.